I want to thank the countries that helped me put this together: Qatar, Turkey, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Jordan, and so many others. So many people fought so hard. This is a big day. We'll see how it all turns out. We have to get the final word down in concrete. Very importantly, I look forward to having the hostages come home to their parents and having some of the hostages, unfortunately, you know the condition they're in, come home likewise to their parents, because their parents wanted them just as much as though that young man or young woman were alive. So I just want to let you know that this is a very special day, maybe unprecedented in many ways. It is unprecedented. But thank you all, and thank you all to those great countries that helped. We were given a tremendous amount of help. Everybody was unified in wanting this war to end and seeing peace in the Middle East, and we're very close to achieving that. Thank you all, and everybody will be treated fairly.
So Hamas says that it agrees to immediately enter negotiations for release of hostages under Trump's Gaza proposal. CNN's Jeremy Diamond gets us this report from Tel Aviv. Let's have a look.
And this is their response to President Trump's 20-point plan to end the war in Gaza. The top line is that the response is positive from Hamas. They say that they are ready to release all of the living and dead hostages being held in the Gaza Strip at the outset of any ceasefire here, and based on the exchange formula presented by President Trump, meaning the numbers of Palestinian prisoners that Hamas would receive in exchange, Palestinian prisoners who would be released from Israeli jails. And they say that they are ready to immediately enter into negotiations to discuss the details of how that hostage release and prisoner release would actually take place. They also say that they are prepared to hand over power in Gaza to a, quote, Palestinian Authority of Independent Technocrats based on Palestinian national consensus. That is close to what is presented in President Trump's 20-point plan, although it doesn't say anything here about that overarching international authority that would oversee any Palestinian governance of the Gaza Strip. Then things get a little bit trickier here with Hamas's response, because Hamas then says that regarding other issues related to the future of the Gaza Strip, including what they call the, quote, inherent rights of the Palestinian people, which could be seen as a reference to Hamas's weapons, something that they have described in the past as something they view as their legitimate right to hold those weapons against and to use them against the, quote unquote, occupation. They say that that is something that they would like to discuss in connection with this Palestinian national framework. And that is where, you know, we're going to have to see how the United States and how Israel respond to this, because what we are getting from Hamas here is not a resounding yes to this 20-point comprehensive plan. It seems to be a yes but, or a yes with certain omissions. Other than this notion of the inherent rights of the Palestinian people, there is no explicit mention to the critical issue of Hamas disarming, Gaza being demilitarized, which is at the crux of this proposal, which is why Israel agreed to this 20-point plan, and something that Israel has laid out as a necessary condition for ending the war. And the fact that Hamas doesn't address this here raises questions about whether or not that is something that they are indeed on board with. And it is important to note here that President Trump said that there needs to be a deal by Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern time, meaning not just Hamas responding and subsequent negotiations, but basically Hamas needs to say yes by Sunday.